Welcome, Cancer and Cross Watchers. So for those of you who don't know, I actually do tarot in secret. Okay, so I actually was almost done with your other video, but then a certain somebody got home early and I had to like shut everything down. And unfortunately, I'm using the Google Chrome, so it doesn't have an editor. So even if it did, I don't really have time to do all that. So I'm just gonna redo it, okay? So that was over an hour ago. I don't really remember anyways, so I decided, so I'm gonna use two decks. This is the regular Rider Tarot deck, and then this is, playing cards. So I learned to read the playing cards, okay? It's not that easy for me to get other tarot decks, so I'm just gonna work with what I got, okay? So anyways, so I finally found my rhythm. So last week I was, getting the feel for all these different spreads. So then, so anyways, so I'm gonna do this one. The one I'm gonna do today is an overview. It's gonna, it's gonna be very general, generalizing things. Okay, so I might do it monthly or bi-monthly. I don't know, because they're really long or longer than I normally do it. So anyways, and then after that, it's going to be like weekly readings. So like one day, or like for example, Tuesdays, I might just focus on, your money and your work. And then like Thursdays, because I can't do readings on Wednesdays on a normal week. So then like Thursdays, go over all your relationships. I'll go over your relationship reading, etc., etc. That's just an example. So anyway, so then that way the readings aren't the same each day, because, I feel like a lot of the readings are repetitive, So the reason why I'm spacing it out and breaking it down like that is, like I said, so that's kind of different, and then digging deeper, and also able to dig deeper that way as well, okay? So, and then also, not much changes overnight as well, so it's like it's just more easier that way, convenient that way, and then that way you're not hearing the same thing over and over, okay? So Holy Spirit guide, angels and spirit guides, what insight do you have for Cancer? Holy Spirit guide, angels, spirit guides, what insight do you have for Cancer? And then the only thing about the playing deck is that it doesn't have the pages or the major arcana. But that's okay, because when it comes to the bases, I feel like if those ones are meant to come out, they'll come out, okay? Sorry, I did some research on spreads, and then I kind of made my own, so it seems like every time I do it, I forget a layer. So and if you don't want to see the shuffling or the laying out of the cards part, you can always just fast forward the video to where the reading begins, okay? I mean, sometimes I'm tempted just to wait to record, sometimes, especially on a reading like today, but I feel like, seeing is believing. To have it, because I practice, like, having the playing cards you know, allows me to practice, you know, because like I said, I do it in secret. So like other people might think I'm playing card games or something, but really I am practicing my tarot. Minus the major arcanas and all that in the pages. I feel like over the weekend especially I was able to do it, and I felt like I really helped me a lot. Like I feel like I understand the cards a lot better and stuff. So anyway, so some of you guys are feeling trapped, okay? So this could be like a mental entrapment, emotional, psychological, physical. It can be anything, okay? So, you know, there's definitely that self-bondage. It can also be self-bondage, you know. Alright. So this is the overall problem. So whatever problem you're facing is causing you a lot of unhappiness, okay? So then we have the 5 of Diamonds, which is the same as the 5 of Pentacles. So, you know, this could be, you know, financial struggle or feeling left behind, okay? Or having to leave somebody behind, okay? So whatever resonates to you. And then your solution for that, So here we have the 9 of Pentacles, Earth energy, and then the 4 of Hearts, which is the same as 4 of Cups. So water energy here. So I'm seeing, you know, you might have to depend, you know, on somebody right now, like a little extra help, you know. I see, you know, there is some regret, maybe some bad choices, or maybe choosing something you don't necessarily want. You know, kind of like the grass is greener on the other side type situation. So I feel like this is temporary though. So I feel like, you know, you're having to lean on somebody, okay? So let's see where you're coming from. So Earth and fire energy. So 2 aces. So, you know, I see, you know, you had a new opportunity, a new offer. You know, this could have been a new move, you know, moving somewhere, you know, starting new, building a new foundation, okay? You know, and look like things just didn't work out the way that you expected them to. So this is your near future, okay? So the thing about the future cards before I get into this, now this can always change. This isn't set in stone, okay? So this is just saying, you know, based off the decisions you're, you know, based on you, you know, this is what path you're headed down. So if you're gonna continue down your path that you're on right now, this is where you're headed, okay? So this can always change. So right now, it looks like, you know, there's something, okay, not right now. So in the near future, it looks like somebody's gonna be reaching out to you, okay, or something about your past, their past memories. And it's here again with the 9 of Pentacles or 9 of Diamonds, Earth energy, water and earth energy. So, because, you know, so here, you know, you have walking away, being left behind. So it's possible that there's an apology and reconciliation, okay? And this can happen once you reach your independency, once you're very well. And, you know, that happens a lot. So I always say this, you know, to be careful when it comes to reconciliation. But, you know, reconciliation doesn't always have to be a bad thing, but you do have to be careful when it comes to it. You know, because sometimes, you know, once we start moving on, once we start doing better for ourselves, we attract those from the past because, you know, they're jealous that they're missing out on it. They're jealous that they let you go, you know, that sort of thing. So it doesn't always come from a place of love. And then also with reconciliation, you know, especially if it comes to, this doesn't have to be romantic, but, you know, especially with romantic and friendships, you know, it's like you have to be careful so you don't end up in this repetitive cycle, the repetitive patterns, you know, but, you know, a reconciliation isn't impossible. You know, people do sometimes deserve second chances depending on your situation and depending on your person, depending on the growth, you know, depending on what that obstacle is, okay? So let's look at your weakness, okay? So what I'm seeing is a long distance relationship, or this could be you putting distance between you, or not being, okay, so I'm hearing two things. This is, you know, not being able to put distance between you and a certain somebody, or this is, you know, you're not able to do a long distance, or, you know, this long distance relationship is really hurting you or your relationship, that type of thing. So let's see where your strength is. You know, it's having the strength to walk away. So like I said up here, you know, somebody is being left behind. So, you know, maybe you're unhappy about having to walk away from somebody. Water energy and fire energy. So here with the 2 of wands, or 2 of clubs, or 2 of clubs, sorry. So the 2 of clubs is like the 2 of wands. So you have 2, 2. And then you have 9, 9. It's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but I don't know what those mean. So anyways, yeah, so with the 2 of wands, it's like choosing the path, and you're choosing the path of walking away, okay? So now let's see where your fears are. So, you know, you fear about not being able to give enough, or you fear, you know, that somebody's giving with strings attached, okay? Earth energy, and the king of pentacle, or diamonds. Diamonds is the same as pentacles, so well, you can see that it's diamonds, so I'm just going to say pentacles. I'm just going to say it's an equivalent card, and that way you kind of understand what it is. So yeah, so earth and earth. So, you know, it's really something, you know, you're worried that you won't be able to give enough, you know, or that you won't have enough to give, something like that, okay? So let's see where your hope is, okay? Earth and water energy. So again, with the 6 of Cups, reaching out, something from the past. So, you know, you're hoping that you can nurture something. So, you know, I feel like, you know, there's this distance between you and another person. So some of you, like I said, could be wanting to reconcile. But to reach that point, you know, you really have to nurture yourself, work on yourself, and vice versa, probably, okay? So there's that energy. So let's see what's going on with you for your money. So when it comes to money, earth energy, earth energy. So the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. Some of you, I feel like some of you might invest your money into something, okay? Because the 3 of Pentacles, you know, it's about learning or working with others, you know, that sort of thing, you know, planning, collaborating. So some of you could be learning how to manage your money as well. So here at the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, you know, upright, it would be, you know, a possessive, greedy, you know, holding on to what's yours, you know, it's yours, you don't want to share. But that's not the kind of energy I'm sensing. So, you know, and reverse would be kind of, you know, looser, you know, kind of having a loose grip on it. You're not holding so tightly onto it. So I feel like, you know, some of you, really do feel like, you know, you're investing, okay? So let's see what's going on with work. Okay, so it looks like you're in a cycle right now with work. There's something that's out in the open, you know, hasn't come full circle, okay? And I feel like, okay. So I feel like when it comes to work, you're really having to put yourself in check. Because, you know, the Kings, I feel like, you know, they have to be really collective, okay? But in reversed, you know, it would be, you know, reverse, it would be like emotional manipulation or too emotional, you know, emotional mess, okay? Upright, you know, it's more collected. It's like you're, want to say intuitive, I guess, aware of your feelings, aware of other people's feelings, you know, but you're very mature and collective about it, okay? So there definitely is something going on, you know, that's, 'cause the world is, the tower, the world is a major arcana. Sorry, I'm chewing my gum loudly, huh? I know it can be annoying sometimes. Throw it away. Okay, sorry. So, I really feel like, whatever cycle you're in, I feel like, you're aware of the feelings that are involved, so you might be having to make a logical decision and not with your heart. Maybe you're feeling conflicted about that. I don't know. But there definitely is something going on here, okay? It's, unfinished business, something that's currently still happening, okay? So let's go over your relationship, starting with your family. So water energy and swords energy. So same thing, except for, more logical, head over heart, defense mode, ready for what's coming next. There is that feeling of despair here, loss, despair, mourning, regret. Okay, so whatever resonates to you. I feel like even though you're feeling that, I don't think that you're gonna show it, okay? So there's definitely some sadness and pain when it comes to you and your family. Okay, so when it comes to friendship though, you feel so fulfilled, okay, with this water energy, and then here we have the swords energy again. So Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Sorry. Trying to remember what the Eight of Swords is. Yeah, but there definitely is fulfillment here. Sorry, I'm gonna see what it is. I know every once in a while I'll forget, because like I'll try to picture it, but I think Eight of Swords is one of those ones that doesn't come up a lot. So, and then when I see it, I'm just like, oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't need to look it up. It's this. I remembered without even looking at. Yeah, so it's this right here. So, but there is fulfillment. So I feel like, because it's here, this Eight of Swords is here with the Ace of Cups upright. So I feel like it's more here in a positive way. Like you don't feel, like I feel like you feel more at ease when you're with this friend, in this friendship that you have. Like, it's the only time you don't feel trapped. You're able to be yourself. You don't have that self-bondage. It's like when you're with this person, you kind of free yourself, okay? Like spread your wings, like this bird here. Okay, so, I see when it comes to your friendship, things are good. You have someone you can rely on, okay? So when it comes to romance, water energy and earth energy. So, I feel like, I just really feel like, another ace. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and then now you have the Ace of... Oh, no, it is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So it's 3 aces. But anyways, I feel like the person you're connecting with is an unrequited love, okay? This is somebody, somebody here just wants to have a good time, okay? They could be making an offer, or you could have another opportunity with this person, okay? It really depends on what you want, okay? What's okay for you. So, let me move this so you can see the bottoms, okay? So now we're going to go over the chakras. The chakras go over, different things too. So we'll start with the root chakra. This is your foundation, your security, that sort of thing. So you have the Hermit and then the Eight of Wands. Okay, so as you can see, it's the Eight of Clubs, but like I said, I'll just say the suit. So the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands, okay. So this is where you're at. You're reflecting, you're thinking about your foundation, you're thinking about your security, that sort of thing. Okay, this could be thinking about what you want, what you have, where things are going. Because as I can see, you do have a lot going on, especially when it comes to family, romance, and work. Okay, so, definitely, and then you have this entrapment and unhappiness, painful feelings. So, you do have a lot to reflect about, then usually what happens when our foundation is shook. And then here you have the Eight of Wands, which is, kind of like, I feel like you're setting, okay, this is what you need to do. So you need to, set goals, okay, set some goals, and then work towards those goals, okay? So you can turn that sun upright instead of having it there reversed, okay? So now we're gonna look at the sacral, which is your creativeness. So I feel like, you know, you're working hard, okay? There is something that you are working hard on, okay? You know, or you could be working on your creativeness. So creativity doesn't necessarily have to be art, music, or anything like that. You know, we can be creative when it comes to anything, okay? You know, plotting, you know, figuring out how to do something, you know, that's your creative mind working. So if you want to improve your creativeness, so this is the Queen of Swords, you know, I feel like, you know, this could be being honest or better communication, okay? And that sort of thing. Like, I really feel like the kings are on the defense and the queens are, like, you know, right in front, you know, putting things into action. So I feel like, you know, you're needing to communicate or needing to be honest about something. So I feel like, you know, you could be avoiding things in works instead of facing what you need to face, okay? And we have the solar plexus, which is your ego. So right now I see, you know, you're kind of, I'm hearing for some of you kind of like thinking like you know better than everybody else. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do whether others approve of it. So this is air energy with the swords. This is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, you know, is that, okay. So this is what you need to do. Sorry, sometimes I keep forgetting. Because this is where you're at, and then this is what you need to do to, you know, better your ego. So if you want to better your ego, this is, you know, walking away from things that, you know, are toxic. This is like let's say you're in a sword fight. It's like you're fighting something or fighting for something that has no value, that's not worth fighting for, you know, and it's recognizing that and choosing to put your sword down, okay, and walk away instead of wasting your time. So I feel like, you know, you're trying to, you know, be sneaky and act like you know better than everybody else. So you could have other people telling you, hey, you know, this is not okay. You know, but, you know, other people can tell us, you know, what they see all they want, but we have to make that decision for ourselves, okay? So let's see where your compassion is with the heart chakra. So I feel like your heart is in a good place, okay? You know, and then we have the Eight of Diamonds, the Eight of Pentacles. So, again, working hard, you know, so it's like this. So, you know, I feel like when it comes to your compassion, you know, I feel like when you do have compassion, it's just like a blessing for other people is what I'm hearing, you know, and I feel like with what's going on, you know, I feel like, you know, what you really need to do, because I feel like right here with the Eight of Pentacles right here, it's more like, you know, you're distracting yourself, working hard on something, distracting yourself, you know, burying yourself into this one thing, so, you know, your mind, you know, so like I feel like, okay, how would you say that? Okay, so like let's say, you know, that you have a passion. Let's say you like to build stuff. Okay, that's your passion, but because of something that you have going on, you're not focused on your work, or, you know, I just feel like, you know, you could be focusing on things that need fixed, focusing on things that basically things that you normally wouldn't focus on. So, you know, you're putting your anger and your pain into it, if that makes sense. So I feel like, you know, in this case, it's telling you, you know, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, right, your compassion. You know, you need to work on, you know, I feel like this is, you know, more working on yourself, working on your heart, okay, than it is, you know, the other. Alright, so I don't know why that was so hard to say. Okay, so this is your communication, your throat chakra. So I feel like you're not communicating well, or if you're trying to communicate well, you're not being successful out of it. Fire energy and air energy. So you have the Jack of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, which is, passion. So, where you are, oh, air. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So, I feel like you're commuting unsuccessfully, but if you want to, I feel like you need to act fast. This isn't irrational action. This isn't, but I'm really am seeing, you're gonna have to act fast. Do less thinking. Okay, get out of this hermit mode and start acting. Okay. I feel like some of you could be overthinking. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the third eye chakra, which is inner wisdom. So, I feel like, you guys are learning, okay? Like, I feel like your inner wisdom needs a lot of growth. So we have the earth and fire energy. So the Seven of Wands, I feel like, like I said, if you know something, okay, especially if you know something is bad for you, for example, then you need to act on it and, put your foot down, say no, show that, don't just say be in that I know attitude. Prove that you know, okay? Don't just say that you do. Don't act like you're a know-it-all. You know, show it, okay? And then we have the connection to the divine. So I feel like the Knight of Swords, which is right here too. I almost want to say it's like things happen so fast that you don't have enough time to process things or really think about the divine, okay? But I do know if you want to strengthen your divine, the Five of Wands is true. There's something that you need to resolve, okay? Because the Five of Wands upward is conflict, okay? Battle, conflict, fighting, etc., etc. So I feel like, you need to resolve something. And you need to, so you definitely need to resolve something there, okay? So this is all I have for you guys, okay? So like I said, I'm going to do this monthly or bi-monthly, I don't know. But after I finish going through all the overviews, I'm going to do, focus more, on certain areas on certain days, okay? So then that way it's not repetitive readings each day, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I am doing personal readings. I don't know if I mentioned it before. So that information will be in the description below. So I spent all week updating those. But I think I'm going to add to them now that I have more of a rhythm. So I will, I don't know if I'll do it this week. Just because, the overview is taking a lot of time to do. So I probably, I don't know. So I think after this week, so this week, because the videos are long, they're going to take longer to upload, I'm going to, so yeah, this week I'm just going to work on the overviews, and then next week I think I'll focus on doing the personal readings, and, well, I'll still do the personal readings, so we'll just see how it plays out. So, and I do daily free readings, so I wasn't doing it for Twitter last week, but I'll add Twitter. So I'll do Twitter, Instagram. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So 4. So I'll choose 1 or 2 from each depending on how many people request. Okay, so if I don't email you back, that's because there were others ahead of you. So then if you do want to do a free reading, then you can ask another day, okay? So so it's first come first serve. Otherwise the payment information and stuff will be there if you don't want to do that, okay? So And I also do that so then you can see how I do in the personal readings as well, okay? That sort of thing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time, okay? And like I said, I don't know if I said it already. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Alright, bye.